Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Daria if you're new here, and today's practice is called twist and release. So we'll be working through a little bit of flow, finding some extra focus on twisting postures, gradually unlocking the spine a little, and then settling into some more relaxing, releasing poses toward the end of this class. You just need yourself and someplace to move, and whenever you're ready, let's get into it. We'll meet in Sukhasana to begin. So find a comfortable seat for you. Try to relax through the creases of your hips right away. Sink into the root points of your sit bones. Your palms might face up to the sky or they might face down. See what feels good in your body. And then allow your eyes to fall closed. Start to feel your shoulders settling away from your ears. Grow long through the sides of your neck, through the sides of your head, all the way up to the top of your head, like you're stretching toward the sky. And just take a couple of moments to land here, arriving to your practice today. See if you can acknowledge any sensations that are arising in your physical body. Acknowledge any thoughts as they move through. But let everything come from a place of observing rather than labeling or analyzing. Start to feel your breath. Begin to breathe a little deeper in through your nose, filling through the sides of the ribs, all the way to the tops of the lungs. And when you breathe out, let your hips and your pelvis land, drop, settle even more. Start to fade in Ujjayi Pranayama, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Breathe to the space at the back of your throat to create the audible breath. As your breath continues to deepen, allow your inner body awareness to deepen as well. See if you can get more detailed and feel more intricately the subtle aspects of your sensations and of your thoughts. Stay here, just one more breath in. One more breath out. Draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Set yourself some kind of intention for this practice. Maybe following the theme of twisting and then releasing. So maybe leaning in a little bit to something that's kind of sticky, squeezing it all out and then letting it go. Take a full breath in. Take a full breath out. And blink your eyes open. On your next inhalation, right fingertips drop off the mat beside you. Left arm rises high to the sky. Root into your left sitting bone and then start to take a little arc up and over toward the right side of the mat. Bend your left elbow and take your hand to the back of your head. Press your head back in space and then soften your left shoulder away from your ear. Take a breath in here, turning your heart to the sky. Now, when you breathe out, glide your left elbow kind of forward and then down toward the earth, creating a little rotation in the middle back. And then inhale, turn your chest open once again, hug the tips of the shoulder blades together. When you exhale, spiral in. Again, inhale, unwind. And exhale, spiral downward. Nice. Breathe in, neutralize your spine, sit up tall, and then send your left fingertips out beside you. Right arm rises up. With your exhale breath, come up and over toward the right. Feel the left waist hugging in a little bit. And then catch the back of your head with your right hand. Press hand to head and head into hand. Grow really tall through your chest, inhaling. As you exhale, start to spiral your heart toward your left thumbnail. Inhale, open it up to the sky, hug the shoulder blades, and exhale, pivot inward. One more time. Inhale, open it up, and exhale to sink. Unwind, breathe in, press down, and rise up. Now, right fingertips down to the base of your spine. Inhale, lengthen up through your left side body. And exhale, take an easy seated twist here. Left hand to outer right thigh. Plug down into your sitting bones. Start to energize your feet. So feeling the pinky sides of the feet digging into the earth. Flex your toes a little and notice if this helps you to brighten all the way up through your spine. With the exhale breaths, hug in through your core. Start to energize or activate the muscles between your left ribs to pivot them more toward the right. Just take one more breath in this twist. Inhale. Exhale. Unwind. Take your time coming out and then send your left fingertips down to the base of your spine. Breathe in, grow up tall through your right arm and the right side of your body. Breathe out and twist. Right hand, outer left thigh. If you are feeling a need to go really deeply into the twist right away, try to resist that and instead see if you can slow it down. Sometimes this can be a little uncomfortable to move slowly because it allows us to feel more, and sometimes there can be resistance to that extra feeling, extra sensation. But see if you can stay with it. Gradually spiral right ribs toward left ribs. One more breath in. One more breath out. Unwind, slow and controlled. Roll over your shins and find your way up into a tabletop position. Hands and knees. Take a breath in, soften into your belly. Lift your tailbone to the sky. Drag your palms back towards your knees, but without actually moving them. And then lift your heart and lift your gaze. Cow pose. When you breathe out, press down, press into your toenails, press into your shins, press into your palms. Round your back and hollow your core. Send your chin toward your chest. Cat pose. Again, inhale, slowly arch your back, lift your tailbone, broaden your sit bones. Micro bend your elbows as you lean your heart forward between your arms, lift your gaze. Breathe out, press straight down into your index finger mounds and into all 10 toenails. Round and curl through your spine. Now go a few more times, adding some circular movements here. You might circle through the ribs, maybe circle through your pelvis. It can be anything that you would like it to be, anything that feels kind of sweet and opening in your body. And then find your way back to steady tabletop, neutralizing your spine. Press down into your left palm. Breathe in and turn your right fingertips up to the sky. We're going to pause in this twist. See if you can level off your hips. There's a tendency for the hips to lean right. Resist that and feel the left ribs revolving toward the right ribs. Turn both eyes to your right thumbnail. One more breath in. And then as you breathe out, thread the needle, sliding at the right shoulder all the way through and down. Lengthen the crown of your head forward and then rest your right ear to the mat. Now press into your left palm, soften the creases of your hips, and deepen into this twist and thread the needle. Notice if your face is tensing or tightening. See if you can drop all the expression. Just get soft and get soft into your low belly. One more breath in. One more breath out. Press down into left palm, unwind. Right fingertips back up to the sky, and then find tabletop once again. Right palm down, breathing in, left fingertips go skyward. Steady through your hips, and then spin the right ribs toward the left ribs. See if you can look up with both eyes toward the sky. Take one more inhalation, and with your exhalation, thread the needle. Left shoulder down, left side of the face down. Take a couple breaths here, and see how much you can melt while also finding a little twist in your middle back in the thoracic spine. Press into your right palm, breathe in and unwind, left fingertips back up to the sky. And then as you breathe out, left hand to the mat. Tuck your toes, press deeply into the pads of your fingers. Take a full breath in. When you breathe out, press your palms into the earth. Lift your knees and send your hips to the sky, coming into a downward facing dog. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out through your nose. Imagine that you're practicing on sand. So with the hands and the fingers and the feet and the toes, it's like you have to really like burrow down, really grip into the surface beneath you. And then from all that grippiness, start to elongate through the line of your spine. Feel the very base of your spine curving slightly up toward the sky, like on a diagonal. And notice if this helps you to create more space into your lower back. Then close in at your ribs and press your heart back towards your thighs. Take one more breath in. One more breath out. Inhale, lift your heels. Pull up your thighs and round your spine, coming forward into a high plank. Have your shoulders stacked over your wrists. Elongate here. Then breathe out and softly sink your knees to the mat, but go really slow, as though the air has some resistance to it when you sink the knees. Good. Now, take an inhale breath. Arch your back. Send your sitting bones wide and up. Send your heart forward and send your eyes to the sky. When you breathe out, glide your hips back in space, dig down into the finger pads and drag them backward. Now breathe in, come forward with a rounded spine, thinking like a cat pose. When you breathe out, allow your pelvis to sink a little in space. Kick your heels in towards your sitting bones. Micro bend your elbows, and then see if you can bring your big toe mounts to touch. Lift your pelvic floor, lift your heart, shoulders away from ears. Breathe in here. Now, when you breathe out, hips are going back and sort of toward the right as you bring both shins to the right. So stack the left knee on top of the right one. Then hug in through your right side body. Press your palms down and forward. Keep both hands onto the earth. Just take a couple of little like pulsations back and forth here. Feel this twisting action. Feel the cinching and the compression in your right side. Feel the opening in your left side. Now, dig more into your right fingertips. Breathe in, stretch your left elbow up toward the sky. Turn your eyes up. Breathing out, circle your left arm all the way over your head. And then eventually let your left hand migrate back down to the earth. Roll to the center, so heels in towards your sit bones, lengthening up through your heart. Breathe in here. Breathing out, hug belly button to spine as you shift your hips back. Send your shins to the left. Stack your right knee on top of the left one. And then just sit the hips back and forth a couple of times here. Keep pressing into your palms. With your next inhalation, cactus your right elbow toward the sky. Grip the mat with your left fingertips. When you breathe out, right arm reaches all the way forward over your head. And then pivot right hand back to the mat. Breathing in, come into this like bent knee cobra shape. And then breathing out, tuck your toes, hug belly button to spine, and send your hips all the way to the sky. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. On your next inhalation, press into your left toes. Sweep your right leg high to the sky, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, stack the right hip on top of the left one. Open up into your lower body, but keep the upper body facing toward the ground. So spiral the right side of your ribs toward the earth, even as you stretch your right toes further to the left. Take one more breath in here. And then breathing out, square your hips. Inhale, stretch higher through your right toes. Exhale, lift your left heel. Hug your right knee to your chest and softly step right foot all the way through to the top of your mat. Land your back knee. With your inhalation, float your arms up high to the sky, Anjaneyasana. As you breathe out, touch for your left wrist with your right hand. Then lengthen up through the lines of your waist, up through your fingertips. Take a little arc up and over toward the right. Keep rooting down into your big toes, hugging in through your core, and open up into your left side body, maybe melting your hips just a little down and forward. Breathing in, breathing out. Neutralize your spine, breathe in and reach up. Now, as you breathe out, pivot your left fingertips forward and your right ones back. See if from your waistline down, everything can remain facing straight forward. From your waistline up, it's like you're elongating and then spiraling toward the right side of the mat. Drop your shoulders and maybe let your eyes travel all the way back over your right fingertips. Now from here, bend your left elbow, hook it to your outer right thigh, and then press your right palm down on top of your left one, coming into like a twisted lunge here. Hug in through your core. Stretch back a little through your sit bones and reach the crown of your head forward. Then begin to keep the connection of your core as you spiral through your ribs. Soften the shoulders. Maybe eyes eventually moving up over your right elbow all the way toward the sky. Breathe in. Breathe out. Unwind. Face the top of your mat. Place your fingertips down, forward and wider of your right foot. Inhale to lift your back knee. Exhale, step forward and fold at the top of your mat. Bring your feet parallel. Take a breath in, halfway lift, stretching out through your spine. As you breathe out, bring your right fingertips down in front of your face. Bend your right knee deeply. And then spiral your left fingertips up to the sky. Again, finding the neutral pelvis and letting the revolution come from the ribs, moving upward. Notice in this twist you might feel some release down the side line of the left leg, the lateral side, the outer hip, and maybe the IT band. One more breath in. Breathe out, release, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left fingertips down, bending your left knee deeply. Keep the hips neutral and spin your right fingertips up toward the sky. Follow them with your eyes. Breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale, release, folding forward. Take a breath in, halfway lift, like you're ironing out all the kinks in your spine. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step back into a plank. Breathe in, lean forward, shoulders over wrists. Breathe out from toes or knees, lower chaturanga, halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Curve your heart forward. Exhale, send your hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Now with your next inhale breath, lift your heels, pivot both of your heels toward the right side of the mat. Bend your knees a lot. See if you can bring your right heel all the way down to the mat. It's okay if it doesn't fully touch, but intend it that way. Also, press into your right big toe. Start to peel your left hip back, stacking the left side of your body on top of the right side, and maybe pivot your eyes under your left arm. Press both palms down and forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your heels, bringing them back to parallel like a down dog. And then when you breathe out, send both heels to the left. Bend your knees a lot. See if you can press your left heel down and your left big toe. Start to stack right side body on top of the left side, but keep the palms pressing down and forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift your heels, pivot them back to parallel, and then exhale to find down dog. Inhale, stretch your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, stack your hip, bend your knee. Really finding the twisting action into the lower body, but finding the stability and the squareness of the shoulders. One more inhale. As you exhale, square your hips once again. Then take the inhale breath to grow into your three-legged down dog. When you breathe out, float your right heel. Get hollow in your core. Look to the left thumb and softly step. Left foot there. Come up onto your fingertips. Let your back knee land. With your inhalation, press down and float your arms up to the sky. With your exhalation, catch for the right wrist with the left hand. Grow long, but without lifting the shoulders toward the ears. Then take a little arc up and over toward the left. Lift in and up through your pelvic floor. Breathe in, press down, rise up to a neutral spine, fingertips high. When you breathe out, twist so that right fingertips go forward and left fingertips go back. Twisting always from a place of length first. And then with the exhalation, maybe finding a little more depth into the twist. Feel the press of big toes into the mat. Now, begin to lean a little forward with your torso as you hook your right elbow outside of your left thigh. And then press your left palm down onto your right one. Notice if your left hip is kind of sinking outward. Try to hug it in toward the midline of your body. Lift your belly so it rises away from your thigh, and then turn by pressing your left hand firmly into your right hand. One more breath in. Stay as you breathe out. Unwind, face the top of your mat once again. Land your fingertips forward and wider of your left foot. Lift your back knee, breathe in, and then breathe out. Step forward and fold forward. This time, inhale, halfway lift, and as you do, lift your toes off the ground. When you breathe out, pivot on your heels so your toes point toward the top corners of your mat. Reroot them, and then sink your hips down between your heels, malasana. Let's bring the palms to prayer at heart center. Now you're welcome to stay here if you'd like, focusing on sinking into the hips and lifting through the spine. If you're good here, let's add a twist. Hook your left elbow forward of your shin, maybe even thinking of bringing your shoulder to the front of your shin. Then step your left fingertips off the mat beside you, and when you inhale, turn your right arm up to the sky. You could stay here, maybe send both palms to face toward the back of the mat and circle your fingertips around to the base of your spine. Try to catch right fingertips with left ones. If you do find the connection of the fingers, let it be like you're trying to pull your hands apart a little. Draw the shoulder blades together and open up into your chest. Everyone, wherever you are, soften the creases of the hips. Release the grip of the fingers if you took it. Unwind and come back to palms to prayer, neutralizing the spine facing forward. Breathe in, grow long. Breathe out, twisting the other way. Right elbow hooks to the front of the shin. Step your fingertips wide and then turn your left arm up to the sky. Full breath in here. Maybe spin the palms to face back and circle the fingertips around to interlace. Keep growing up taller through your hearts. One more breath in. And let it go on the breath out. Just come to facing the top of the mat. Inhale. Exhale, fingertips down. Lift your hips. Bring your feet back to parallel and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, growing through the spine. Exhale, palms to the mat. Step back into plank. Breathe in, lean forward. Breathe out, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, belly button to spine, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. Breathe in, float your heels. Breathe out, pivot your heels to the right, bend your knees, and press your right heel and your right big toe into the earth. Now pick up your left toes like an inch, walk them a little forward so your knees are kind of crossed. Play with rooting your left heel and your left big toe also. Then pressing into your right palm, see if you can cactus your left elbow up to the sky. From here, maybe play with peeling your left heel off the mat, hug in through your right side body, and stretch your left fingertips to the top. Breathing in, breathing out, revolve back into downward facing dog using your core. With your inhale breath, float your heels. Exhale, both heels to the left, deep bend in the knees. Left heel down, left big toe down. Maybe walk your right foot more forward, cross your knees, squeeze your inner thighs. Play with pressing the right heel down. And then digging into your left fingertips, start to turn your right arm up to the sky. Whole right side body stacked over left side. Float your right heel off the ground and start to stretch your right arm forward. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then in your own way, using your core strength, revolve back into downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Full breath in. Full breath out. With your next inhalation, stretch your right leg high to the sky, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, lift your left heel. Hug your right knee to your left tricep, then extend your left leg all the way through toward the right side of the mat. Bring the knife edge of your foot down. Pivot your left heel down, bend a little into your left knee. And then breathing in, start to stretch your right arm up to the sky. Maybe left fingertips all the way forward. Breathe in. Good. Now, as you breathe out, pivot back to the top of the mat. Left toes forward, left hand down. Keep your right leg as it is. Just start to crawl your feet away from one another until you can sink your outer right hip to the ground. Now, the left hip might want to peel open. Try to do the opposite, like you're sending the top of your left thigh down toward the earth. When you breathe in, grow really long and tall forward through your heart. When you breathe out, stay up on your palms or start to sink down onto your forearms. And then you might just stay right here, maybe rocking in and out of this outer hip stretch. If you'd like to add more twisting, we're gonna thread the needle. So floating the right elbow, glide the left shoulder all the way through and down toward the earth. And it might come all the way down, or maybe not, but you can relax the left side of your face to the mat and just kind of chill here. Feel for what's twisting, and then feel for a little release with every exhale breath, a little erosion of tension or softening of the muscles. Begin to unwind. Find your way back up onto your forearms and then onto your palms. Tuck your left toes behind you. Take a breath in. When you breathe out, press down, hug your right knee to your chest, and then step back into downward facing dog. Breathe in and stretch your left leg high, three-legged down dog. Breathing out, float your right heel, hug your left knee towards your right tricep, and then send your left leg all the way to the right side of the mat. Knife edge of the foot down, spin your right heel down, bend your knee. Let your inhale breath open you up into this fallen triangle position. Stretch your right arm overhead. Breathe in. And breathing out, pivot to face the top of the mat. Right toes forward, right hand down. Crawl your feet away from one another until the outer left hip meets the mat. Stay on the palms. Take a few moments. Find the positioning of this stretch that works for you. Sometimes you have to rock forward or backward to really feel the sensation. And then if you'd like, starting to travel down onto forearms, maybe threading the needle on the second side. So pressing the left forearm off the ground and then sliding your right shoulder all the way down. Relax the right side of the face. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. Relax into your low belly and just enjoy these few moments to breathe and relax. Slowly, gradually, make your way up and out. Placing your palms down beneath the shoulders, tuck your right toes, breathe in. Breathe out, press down, round your spine. Hug your left knee to your chest, and then step back. Downward facing dog. Full breath in, full breath out. Turn your eyes forward to your thumbs, breathe in. Breathe out and travel to a fold at the top of your mat. Have your feet together. Inhale, grow long, halfway lift. Exhale, bow down, folding forward over your thighs. Next inhalation, bend your knees deeply, sink your hips low and toward the back of your space, and then stretch your fingertips up to the sky. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Now slide your shoulders down your back and slide your hips back in space. Breathe in. Breathe out, sink a little deeper. Inhale, palms to prayer. Lean your heart forward. Exhale, hook your left elbow to your outer right thigh. Finding again the twist to where from your waistline down, you're staying stable and square. From your waistline up, you're pivoting toward the right. Eyes can move over your right elbow. Then feel free to stay here. If you'd like to play into a little twisted arm balance, you can take side crow, lifting the heels, keeping the left elbow hooked outside of the right thigh. Take your palms down to the mat, spread your fingers, lean your chest forward, bend your elbows like chaturanga arms, and then play with floating one or both feet off of the ground. If you're playing in side crow, take your time, but when you're ready, come out, everyone meeting back in the prayer twist. Take one more inhale breath, one more exhale breath. Inhale, unwind, give the legs a little break. Stretch them straight, reach your arms up to the sky. And exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. Second side. Inhale, bend your knees, sink your hips low and back, and stretch your fingertips to the sky, chair pose. Exhale right away, palms to prayer, sink a little deeper in your chair. Then lean forward, heart to thumbs. With your next exhale breath, right elbow to outer left thigh. Even your knees, draw the right knee back if it has shifted forward. Squeeze your core and wrap, right ribs to left ones, maybe gaze up. Staying here or playing into side crow, lift your heels, sink your hips down, hook your right elbow even more firmly outside of the left thigh. Then fingertips down to the mat, palms to the mat. Lean your heart forward and maybe play with floating the feet. Squeeze your core, steady your breath. As you're ready, if you're playing in crow, come out. Everyone meeting back in the twisted chair for one more breath in. One more breath out. Unwind, breathe in. Reach up to the sky, stretch your legs straight. Breathing out, dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, turn your toes out, come through a little squat, and then sink all the way down to a seat. Feet forward to the top of your mat. Take an inhalation, stretch your arms forward. When you breathe out, slowly roll down to lying on your back. Use your core strength. Rest the back of your head all the way down. We're gonna take supine twist with eagle legs. So thread right knee on top of the left one. Maybe just stay right here, or you can hook your right toes behind your left calf. Breathing in, squeeze your knees like halfway toward your chest. And then when you breathe out, the knees will fall toward the left side of the mat. Let your heart have space. So if you need, you can kind of walk the head up a little bit. And then allow everything to drop here. Feeling the sinking of the shoulder girdle. Feeling the relaxation through your legs, feet, and toes. There's a little hugging together of the inner thighs, but see if you can kind of drop everything else, relaxing the belly, relaxing your chest. Roll back through the center. Unwind your legs, and then take the other leg on top. So left leg threads over the right one, maybe finding the hooking of the toes to the back of the opposite calf or not. And then legs fall right as the left shoulder sinks down. Eyes can look left. Relax. Ask your body what you can release as you stay in this twist for a couple more breaths. Soften or close your eyes. And start to unwind your legs. Let's step the feet to the wide edges of the mat and windshield wiper your knees from side to side a couple times. Let that go. And then hug your knees into your chest. Get really compressed. Squeeze yourself into a tight hug. Forearms around the shins. Take a full inhale. Exhale, Savasana. Let everything expand. Let everything drop. Close your eyes. And this is the best time really to practice the art of surrendering, to practice full release of control, to practice allowing the mind and the body to really rest and process. So set yourself up however you need to be really cozy, and then just give yourself this couple of minutes to absorb. Keep resting even longer if you'd like. When you're ready to come back to your day, start by deepening your breath, filling the lungs with your inhales, and anchoring to everything you feel on your exhales. Rock your head side to side, turning one ear to the mat and then the other. Gently wake up the fingers and the toes, and then stretch yourself out really long. Breathe in. Breathe out and come into fetal pose. Tuck your knees in toward your chest. Relax your head down and soften your palms. And then press down and find your way up to a seat, but do this in your own time, in your own way. No rush. We'll meet in Sukhasana to close the practice, just where we began, feeling the sitting bones rooting and feeling the length in the whole back body. Now pause here. Notice what you feel. Notice any effects of all the twisting that you can find in your own body. Get softer into your face. Get softer through your shoulders. Get softer into your hands. Draw your palms to prayer at heart center. Come back to your intention. Notice if there was anything you were able to really ring out and drop during this class. Maybe you can carry this with you into the rest of your day or into your week ahead. Let's take one final breath. Full inhalation. Full exhalation. Lift heart to thumbs and bow your chin into your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for taking the time to move with me today. I hope that you're feeling good in your body and in your mind. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, you can do that down below. You can also join as a monthly donation member. Both of these really help to support me. Have a great rest of your day or your night, and I will see you soon in the next class. Bye.